Hi, I'm going to read you the story Apples, Text and Pictures by Ken Robbins. This is a non-fiction book, and that means it's a book that gives you information. So, the author's purpose of this book was to give you information about apples. That's what the author wanted you to know when you read this book, is to learn information. All right, so we're going to open the book and we see our title page, of course, because it has the title, and it says Text and Pictures by Ken Robbins. An apple is a wonderful thing, a perfect handful of portable food wrapped in a package of its very own skin. Apples, of course, are a kind of fruit. They are round and shiny, delicious and sweet, crisp to the bite, and they grow on trees. People have been growing them for thousands of years. Apples can be red or yellow, or they can be green, and sometimes they can be all three. You can grow apple trees from apple seeds, but you never know what kind of apples will grow. That's why most orchards, the apple trees aren't never grown from seeds. Instead, a branch from a tree that makes a particular kind of apple is joined or grafted onto the trunk of a small tree that already has roots. The two grow together when they're planted in the ground, and the result is a tree that produces the same kind of apple year after year. In 10 years, the planted tree is big enough and ready to grow fruit. The growing season starts with pruning the trees, cutting away the dead branches. In the spring, the trees in the apple orchard burst into bloom. Some have pink flowers, some have white. Soon, the orchardist sets out hives of bees in the orchard. Some keep bees themselves. Others pay a beekeeper to bring them to the orchard when they are needed. The nectar in the flower attracts the bees. The bees are brushed with pollen when they buzz around the blossom, and they spread it to the next flower that they visit. That way, the flowers are fertilized, and inside the flower, the seeds are produced. The petals fall off the flower, and what's left is the ovary. And then that starts to swell, and that's the beginning of an apple to be. And inside it are tiny seeds. If they were ever planted one day, they would make new trees. It takes 10 to 20 weeks for the apples to reach full size and ripen. By August, the limbs of the trees are chock full of fruit. Eventually, it's harvest time, which means it's time to pick the apples before they fall to the ground and spoil. At some orchards, you can pick your own apples. Some apples will be squeezed in presses for apple juice and apple cider. This apple press is nearly 100 years old. Some apples will be peeled and sliced and sugared and spiced and baked into a pie. Delicious. Some apples are fated to be quartered and tossed into a pot to make applesauce. And some will just be taken into the hand, perhaps rubbed on a shirt for polish and with a wonderful crisp and crunchy sound, munched all around and swallowed down. So here at the end are some kind of apples, and there's many different kinds. So this is the Braeburn, Cameo, Cortland, the Fiji, the Golden Delicious apple, the Granny Smith apple, the McIntosh apple, the Red Delicious apple, and the Gala apple. So there's many different kinds of apples. So this was a nonfiction book, and Ken Robbins, the author, wanted you to learn a little bit about apples in this nonfiction book, and that was his purpose. So I hope you learned some new things about apples. Go eat a delicious apple. It is fall, and there's lots of apples out there. Bye.